Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Tuesday, March 28th, year is 2023. It's 11:59 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Check it out. Let's get right into things. It's an interesting morning. Things are shaping up. They're changing quickly. I like what I'm seeing. So, let's take a look, all right? Now, looking at Bitcoin, because that's kind of the most important thing. 1 hour chart here for Bitcoin. I think we're seeing a BART pattern complete. So obviously, yesterday we took kind of a dump and we went sideways. And now look at that, we're pumping. And the thing is here, this is an hourly chart and that has a lot of value, of course. Let's look at my favorite, the 45-minute chart. And do note that we are looking at of course, we broke below the 200 moving average. I like to be above the 200 and 314 on the 45-minute chart for Bitcoin. And I like to kind of stay there. If we're sideways there or a slight uptrend there, it's great. It just makes all trading easier, more consistent gains, in my opinion. So if we look here, we can see that we've got a squeeze indicator beginning to squeeze towards the positive. And that's a good thing. Directional index is in the green. ADX is not quite playing yet. A little bit of volume coming in. So I'm going to put an alert in for a 200 moving average break here. And if we can get above that, that would be very, very healthy. The market, for whatever reason, is turning up right now. I'll take it. The hourly chart, how's that look? Kind of the same. It's nice on the hourly that we're getting above the 314. So on the hourly, we were kind of riding that 314. After losing the 200, riding the 314, just broke above it. And then on the 45-minute chart, on the 45-minute chart, we lost the 200 and 314. Now we're getting ready to challenge those. So if we can get back up there above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart, I think it's going to be wonderful. Right now, we definitely gave a lot back. You can see the squeeze was pretty abrupt here. Directional index was pretty abrupt. We kind of had some volume for that dump. Then, of course, the volume kind of went potty, but now it's beginning to tick back up. Let's see what happens. This is just nice. It's good. I'll take it. Then I mentioned BitcoinDailyView.com. Check it out. Got more for you there. As always, not a whole lot, but some stuff. Things I use and endorse. You can always buy me a coffee. Stuff like that. You can join the Daily View Telegram group. Very irreverent bunch of meme lords over there, and it's fun. All right. I'm going to fire this up here. Mask.yum. 1 second. Dog wants to come in. Come on. Come on. Come on. No matter what I do, she'll want out or she'll want in, and then she'll want the opposite. When I start this. So here's the deal. I was liking Mask the other day, but the trade kind of went the wrong way on me. But as you can see, Mask this morning with Bitcoin perking up. First, the alts kind of perked up. And then Bitcoin began to perk up. So alts kind of led Bitcoin, in my opinion. Mask, very, very powerful. I like what I'm seeing here. Got a 203.14 bounce above. Well, wait, went under now. It moved above. Squeeze indicator looking good. Just beginning to turn towards the green. Directional index very powerful towards the green. ADX is in the right spot, and we got some volume. You could say possibly that volume is decreasing. I mean, ultimately, big picture, it has been definitely, but also at this moment we got some volume coming in here. Let's see what happens. I like it. So anyway, short time frame here, but it's good to go. I like what I'm seeing. Hourly chart. Sorry about that. You're good. You're good. You're good. Little thing. 2 hours and they get old. This thing, esophagus gets a little weak and they get that weird cough. She's an old puppy. All right. So anyway, hourly chart, as you can see, doing the same thing. It's already above the 200 moving average. I like that. If we do a ray here, we can see that this guy here might find resistance soon. It did break above it. Let's see what happens. This one's getting rolling. Doesn't quite have the right setup for a trade, but I mean, then again, I'm just throwing these things out there. You can always look at it in your own trading methodology and see what you think. But you got a higher high, higher high, higher high. I'm sorry, higher low, higher low, higher low. Then of course you are going the wrong way for the higher highs. But let's see what happens. Got some volume coming in. This guy could break free. I like the indicator. So Mask versus USDT could be just check it out. Play it by your own rules. You might find this is a good deal. I like especially the 45-minute indicators. Looks like we're getting ready to make a little bit of a run. That's definitely some powerful wick action. I like what I'm seeing. So I'll just leave it at that. XRP versus USDT. This guy's looking pretty good. I mean, I was getting ready to do a trade this morning. Just put a tight stop in when it started moving and see if it keeps going. If this guy, so that's kind of irrelevant now, all of that. But we can see that it definitely broke above a recent high that it's had. I like that. I'm a little ray here, horizontal ray. Boom! It broke above recent high that it's had, and now it's moving up. Indicators all look pretty strong. I like what I'm seeing. It's a little bit, a little bit maxed out. It's kind of moved kind of far from that 8 moving average there in the hourly chart, but XRP definitely back in the game. And look at a 45-minute chart here. 45-minute chart. Yeah, pushing good indicators. I like what I'm seeing there. How about a 4-hour chart? Yeah, 4-hour chart, it's above the 314, the 200. Indicators all look good. I mean, it's been moving a bit, so trade at your own risk, but definitely, especially on that 4-hour chart, what could we do with this? You could be somewhat creative here, and can I do an upwards channel there? Boom! Look at that. It's insane. It's insane. XRP's lost its mind. Definitely born again hard. I like what I'm seeing here. So XRP, of course, traded by your own rules, but definitely looks like an upwards channel to me on the 4-hour chart. Let's break it down to something a little bit smaller of a time frame, 45-minute chart. How's that looking? Definitely could be taking a run back to the top of that channel, pulling the indicators, and it looks like it's kind of only just getting started. So anyways, trade at your own risk with XRP versus USDT. Definitely, I think it's back in the game. So that's BTC. Let's see if we can complete this bar pattern. I'm really watching for that 45-minute chart for it to get above the 200 and 314 again, and also on the hourly. That would just make for an easier alt trading experience. So see how it goes. The hourly chart and the 200 moving average. Sorry, 45-minute and hourly chart. Watching for that 200 break above. Mask. It's good, not quite the best setup, but definitely just keep an eye on mask. I think this guy could keep going. Looking at XRP, that thing could be just getting ready for a long, gradual, nice run. I think that's basically due to news. It's beginning some good news in the news. I guess it's made people feel that it's going to probably win its, I think, lawsuit against the SEC or something like that. So anyway, it just could just be getting going. Like I say, indicators are pretty darn good. So trade at your own risk, but it's doing all right. Now, with that said, bam, FinViz, Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all kind of were sideways, and they dumped a bit today. Now we're starting to see a run there. So Bitcoin's getting a bit of a run, and so is the SPX, so S&P 500. So Dow right now coming in at 0.16 down. NASDAQ coming in at 0.69 down, S&P 500 coming in at 0.30 down. But I think we're seeing a later in the day rally, kind of an afternoon rally. Let's see if that continues. We do have some sectors in the green, energies in the green, but technology and communication services, etc., and financial are all in the red. Healthcare plans, medical plans, diagnostic research. So anyway, it's a bit of a red day for the big indexes. We'll see how this plays out as we cruise along. Let's look at the stuff that we always look at. One thing we're seeing today is the dollar strength index here. Definitely another red candle as it keeps cruising down this downward channel that we have here. We'll see how that plays out, but right now today a downward channel. It's odd that we have it's downward channel on the daily, but a red candle today. It's a little bit odd we have a red candle today for the DXY, and then you get the S&P and Bitcoin's starting to pump, so that's good. But S&P 500 definitely is not. Traditional indexes are not really. And gold has a green candle, and silver has a green candle, and oil has a green candle. So a bit of a weird mix of things today. Anyway, DXY, dollar strength index, red candle today. Oil continues to pump. It's kind of getting back in that sideways channel that it had. and that just makes more sense to me than anything else. So I like the fact that US oil spot is moving back into that upwards channel, going sideways, up and down. Very, very tradable if you're into that, and very predictable. So we'll see this guy very well might take a ride back to the top of this channel, and we'll see. It might even, if it might even begin to challenge its 200 moving average on the daily. But anyway, U.S. oil spot, definitely an interesting place for that one. If I was a betting man, I might even long at this point and see if we get back to the top of that channel, especially with a dropping DXY. Very, very possible. S&P 500 red candle so far here on this chart, on the daily chart, but we are holding the 200 moving average. We're above that, below the 314 though. But we have wicked down to and kind of made contact with the 8 moving average once again. So we're pretty much finding some equilibrium here. So we'll see what happens. SPX, just kind of a neutral day. Bitcoin, green candle now. It was not before, but a green candle today. Well above the 200 and the 314 moving average. That's going on the daily. Gold basically bouncing off a recent high that it had. We'll see if it can hold that. Let's see. It's a green candle today. I'll take it. Silver, green candle today, I'll take it. Both are above their important moving averages, so it's a good day in general. Looking at, I'm going to refresh this here to look at Bitcoin trading explicitly, the volume for that. Bitcoin trading volume explicitly is 4.6 billion. That is incredibly low volume, so it seems that people have not wanted to play. Looking at REX, basically liquidations here. In the last hour, 19 million. It was much lower earlier. I think this recent move has definitely wrecked a lot of shorts. So anyway, 19 million, that's a sudden bump up from, I think, under 5 billion even. So definitely we definitely have had a burst of liquidations on the hourly, and but over 24 hours, last 24 hours, we're under 100 million. And that's actually pretty darn good. So people aren't trying too hard, too long and short. But of course, with this recent pump, definitely some shorts got wrecked. And now the dog wants to go out. Here you go. As you can see here on the 15-minute chart, we've got a pump, boom, some liquidated shorts. There's like 474 million. I'm sorry, 474K liquidated 11 minutes ago, 113K, 51K, 50K, 278K, 362K. Some serious liquidations. Any $1 million liquidations? Definitely some serious liquidations. When I see numbers like this, I'm always like, who had a 50K short right then? When, if you look at the indicators here on the let's say that the hourly for Bitcoin, the squeeze indicator is beginning to roll over. Directional index has been losing its negative bias. So here's the thing. So you got squeeze indicator. It's been positive for a while. You look at directional index, it's been positive, well, moving towards positive for a while. And as you can see, you got some green there. This ADX is going to trend up pretty darn soon. If I was to look at like a 2-hour MACD, in fact, let's actually, for fun, let's see if I can find a chart that's got my, that has that on there. There we go. This is a weekly, but let's look at a, let's lose this moving average here. Bonk, bonk. And let's go for a daily. That's an hourly, sorry. Let's look at a daily for Bitcoin with the MACD here. I will say that the tangent of the MACD is trending towards a negative cross, which would not be a powerful thing on the daily. I could see a person maybe finding confidence there in shorting. But let's look at the 2-hour MACD. I'm telling you, 2-hour MACD is very, very good at showing you the inclination of Bitcoin for sure. And so 2-hour MACD, look at 2-hour MACD, look at that, just crossed positive, and the tangent was headed that way in a bit of a zigzaggy way. So anyway, to all y'all extremely liquidated shorts, what were you thinking? I certainly did not have an environment where I would short 50K or 100K, or I just wonder, like, who are these people? I mean, it's like, I don't know. I just sometimes when I see a bunch of shorts or longs get wrecked, I always think to myself, like, unless it truly came out of the blue, most of the time you see it coming. And before I put 50 grand or 100 grand into a short, I certainly would have been looking at this. and been like, yeah, not a good day for that, Anyway, so and also just this alone right here, BART patterns tend to complete. All right. And then especially when they're nice and sharp and square like that. So, anyway, not to give you characters a hard time. I know you just lost some money, but it was kind of a dumbass move. So, anyway, they're definitely not watching Bitcoin Daily View. I mean, if they were, they wouldn't make that mistake. So, anyway, um, uh got some wrecks, and most of those wrecks that we're seeing, that it was only a couple million in over the last hour until just now when that pump happened, and now we're seeing almost 20 million wrecked. So definitely some serious liquidations happen, and you can see them right here. But then again, of course, when we dumped a little while ago, definitely it wasted some longs, have no doubt about that. So I guess everybody gets their comeuppance, longs and shorts. If you try too hard, sometimes you get wiped out just because I guess it's what God wanted to have happen. But sometimes, and oftentimes, I had a survival instructor once tell me that if you find yourself face to face with death, if you turn around and look, you probably got there on a well-trodden path that you created. And so anyway, uh, there you go. Nothing just happens. So sorry about you. Massive liquidations for longs and shorts. It's kind of painful seeing it, but I guess if you got 50 grand to liquidate, then I guess you got 50 grand to liquidate. Um, Anyway, looking at the big exchanges like the top 20, most right now are still in the red, but they're beginning to pick up. So we're starting to see some volume, probably because Bitcoin and the alts are rallying a little bit. Looking at derivatives, longs versus shorts with leverage, I like what I'm seeing here because 45 billion, that's under 50 billion, which I think is kind of like where they begin to start watching and kind of wanting to wipe you out with a pump or a dump, or a pump then a dump, or a dump then a pump, or a draw small doji, whatever it takes. They will come get you. The exchanges, if they got too much leverage on there. So anyways, with that said, Binance, where the big volume is, coming in at 45 billion, just under 50. I definitely think that's a sweet spot. So you got some room to possibly get your longs in if you want to play that game. All right. Okay, there we go again. And of course, looking at the market right now, it's pretty groovy. I like what I'm seeing. The alts have really been picking up today. I do believe Bitcoin dominance is down a bit. And still Bitcoin, it ain't out of the woods yet. Let's see if this guy refreshes. For some reason, this one's been slow the last day or so. Come on, you can do it. Bitcoin for reals. I would just be watchful. Like, you can see here on the 2-hour chart pretty well that, we do need to get, kind of complete this BART pattern. We really need to get above this recent high, like around 28,152. So like 28,200 would be a nice spot to find some support. And if we look at that from this perspective, of the 45-minute chart, like I say, you can really see that pronounced BART pattern. And let's see if we can break above that 200 at 314. After this, I'm definitely going to put an alert in for that. So I think if we can finish this BART pattern and get back above that, it's going to be sweet. And especially if we can break that recent high right around 28,200, then we're going to be golden. And do note, though, I mean, the directional index is really it's looking very, very sweet. It's closing. We had a nice dump. After riding the 200, definitely cleared out the leverage that the exchanges probably didn't want. Definitely, this happened on news yesterday. We went sideways. We're beginning to move up. We're getting wicky. I like that. All about getting back to a nice sweet spot. It wouldn't surprise if we did something like kind of got above that 200 at 314, came down and tested, and sort of played right in that range, and eventually broke that recent high. Just we'll watch and ultimately, see what happens. Sorry. But got some nice volume coming in. Directional index is moving in the right direction. Squeeze indicator definitely moving in the right direction. And that's where when I see those wrecked shorts, I'm like, what were you thinking? The momentum for this has been building for a while. So anyway, sorry, I'll stop caterwauling and cry-holing about liquidations. It just seems so unnecessary to me. Maybe one day somebody can explain to me why people try so hard. I mean, good Lord, think about 50. Oh, look at that, wrecked right there. We were moving up. That's a wrecked long, I think, isn't it? Is that a long? Yeah, 1.4 million. Is that long or a short? Can't see. What was that? I guess that would have been a long. Somebody longed. Darn, for some reason I can't see it. Somebody longed. I can't see the details on it because it's covered up. But somebody longed 1.4 million 3 minutes ago, and then of course we didn't hold this upwards pattern, and they got wiped. So 1.4 million dollars just liquidated. The crap, you know. Are you watching Bitcoin Daily View? Are you? You know. I really think that I just would not trust that. I mean, if you look at that 15-minute chart here, we're trying, but look at that. Oh, okay. I'm calling it out right now. $1.4 million liquidation. You had that coming. Sorry, I gotta call it like I see it. But so yes, if we do look here on the if we do look so in the 15-minute chart, we got out of a squeeze here on the squeeze indicator. Let me actually wipe this stuff here. So on the squeeze indicator, we were in a squeeze, just came out of it. We're moving up. Directional index looking positive. I like that. ADX is starting to get in the right spot. Saw some volume come in, but look what happened. So here's a 15-minute chart. As you can see, lots of 15-minute 200 moving average, along with the hourly and the 45-minute, because that was pretty abrupt when we dumped. Went sideways. We've been building up pressure to move up. You can see that on the 45-minute and the hourly chart. Where did we get rejected? Where did we get rejected? Boom, look at that. 15-minute chart, 200 moving average. We hit it, wicked above it with 2 candles, and then boom, dumped. And somebody actually had 1.4 in an obvious spot where you might see resistance can get rejected. Somebody had a $1.4 million long. That's nuts. Anyway, guys, with that said, it ain't us, so we get to live again, get to fight again. But how do you I mean, it's got to be a financial institution. But even then, I'd be like to my analyst, whoever, my trader, whoever was doing that, or whatever algorithmic system is running, I'd be like, dude, I was watching Bitcoin Daily View. I was watching Bitcoin Daily View, and I came in and asked about that 15-minute 200 moving average, and before I got to the end of the hall here, I saw that we liquidated, and it's absolutely to be expected. So it goes to show anybody out there, if you're not wealthy, I want to tell you that you can be, because if you're smart enough to be watching this, and I'm smart enough to be watching you, here in Scottsdale, Arizona, it's a very, very affluent place. And I definitely, because I'm a crypto guy, I get invited to some of the cocktail parties up on the hill, with people got the tens of millions, the hundreds of millions. I've even been to some billionaires' houses, and I'm like, and I answer little questions about stuff. And I'm telling you, what it takes to be a billionaire or a person who's got $10 million or a couple $100 million? Nothing, because somebody who has that money just blew this obvious setup and got wrecked. So if you know what just happened, or you just learned from this, then you, my friend, can definitely have a plush, posh life. Whether you got $5 to trade with, or 5,000 or 500,000, you definitely got a house on the hill coming if you just use some common damn sense and don't make ridiculous mistakes like that. Anyway, sorry, this is just not happening today. It's just not loading today. Oh, now it is. So as you can see, we got some alts that are really making moves. Rocket Pool, RPL's been doing great today. Flare's been insane. GMX is doing good. Conflux, whatever that is. XRP has been kind of a winner. And as we can see now, if we go back and look, XRP is definitely moving up. Nice chart. I like it. Let's check out the 15-minute time frame just for fun. 15-minute, where you at? It's about the 200, 314. Everything looks good. Big volume came in on that 15-minute chart. Anyway, guys, be careful. We're starting to see some nice moves here. My hope for you is that you were in something that you liked. I actually was in mask.us. Mask versus USDT here over on KuCoin. It's kind of like what I was seeing. Like I say, I kind of got in back here, and it kind of went wrong on me, but I didn't have a huge position. So I was like, whatever, we'll see, whatever. kind of had a feeling it would recover because it was kind of a strong chart anyway, and now we're seeing it. And so I like what I'm seeing. Sorry. I hope you're in something good. Today's definitely a great day to watch. I mean, seriously, one of my favorite things to do is I do have a little indicator. You guys can't see it, but I will invite you in. This is my, if I can figure out how to do it here. Let me actually link to this. Boom, copy that and put it in a live chat. That's my Telegram group. Not my Telegram group, but this is the Telegram channel. If you join it, it shows you 200 moving average crossovers on like the hourly, the 4 hour, the daily. And you can just kind of watch, you can watch as coins come in, and sometimes it can give you a good heads up on something that is just starting to run. It's on KuCoin. I used to run it on Binance, but I was having some trouble with their API, so now I'm just doing it on KuCoin, and that's fine. I'm almost fine. It's giving me better actual info on KuCoin. It's definitely got a lot of coins that are kind of pumping. And before I choke that, maybe I will sign off. Sorry. Anyway, let's check out Flare before we get out of here. Flare, FLR. We'll just check it out. It's looking good there, ain't it? Well, let's look at ETH too. FLR, USDT. Look on KuCoin. It's beginning to give it back. It had a really good run. It's beginning to chill out a little bit, but this is definitely one to watch. I would do, as we see it here, I just go right here. I do a fib. I'd watch this thing. It really pumped hard. Let's actually go to a 4 hour chart on this one. And it's, 4 hours gotten above the 200 and the 314. I do like that. I like what I'm seeing. A lot to like about this one. Let's fire up the Keltner bands in the 4 hour chart. Definitely, it pumps so insanely. So what I would say on this one here is that's a strong move. I like it in general. I like a lot about what I'm seeing here. I would watch for like a 618 bounce on this one, or a 786 bounce. This guy really moved. Let's see how it goes. I think if it can definitely, if it could come back and like come down and bounce off this 314 and make a move, definitely one to watch. Let's just see what this one does. This one's got some serious energons to it. Huge volume came in. It could very well keep going, but that's some seriously hard pushing. So I would just for FLR versus USDT, it made a big move. I would keep an eye on it. ETH versus USDT, just because we'll watch this one on Binance where the big volume is. ETH, it didn't dump when Bitcoin did. That's kind of a nice thing. It's just doing a serious sideways range. I'm not too excited about ETH right now. You can kind of see where it's just kind of doing a sideways range thing right in there. It may go back to the top of this channel. The indicators would kind of denote that maybe we're getting to see maybe we're going to see a run back to the top of this channel, but I'm not really doing ETH these days. But I could just say that it would not surprise me if we kind of went back to the top of the channel and then came back down. So in a way, ETH, if you think about it, is kind of predictable. And if I go like, let's do like this, like that. Okay. And then take that. Let's make this big. And then just move it down here a little bit. You can kind of see it's kind of, ranging. So, maybe it's going to, but we'll see what it does. One thing I will say is I do tend to watch, I say it's not an exciting trade to me really, but W's usually do equal win. So anyway, just something to think about there. It's 4 hour chart. We'll see if it can. One thing I would say really, until ETH actually happens to put that ray, until it kind of gets back above that recent high, I really wouldn't be too excited. And that's around 1,850. You'd need to get to be there, and you need some strong energons at that point to break out of this sideways pattern. So anyway, with that said, ETH not too exciting, but mask, it's moving. We'll see how it does. Bitcoin got rejected on the 15-minute chart. Wiped a $1.4 million long. anyway, but we'll see how it rolls. It's probably going to have to beat on this thing a little bit. It's going to have to kind of, there's 10 moving average, like that. So we're going to start going like this. It'll probably need to like beat on it and then boom, break above it. And then it'll probably be a good day. So anyway, like I say, I'm watching that 45-minute chart for Bitcoin. I really am sort of just going to be not getting overly excited or doing too much of anything until I see a nice break it back above that 200 314, test it, and then continue moving up. Give me a sideways right about there, and we're good to go, above those moving averages. And I think we're good. Like I say, also making a move right now. If you can hop in on one and make something happen, then get after it. With that said, Bitcoin Truth Seekers, thank you for being a Bitcoin Truth Seeker. Remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, it is the most optimistic bet, statement, bet on and statement of the belief in a beautiful sci-fi future for humanity. So I'm glad you're here. I think Bitcoin's getting ready to rally. Let's see if it can get above the important moving averages on the 45-minute chart. Watch those alts. Great way to make some sats today. Great way to make some money. Like I say, I really like watching this guy right here. I find this to be a very useful. Did I lose it? This guy right here. I'll put it in the live chat. I could watch the top 100 and just it does refresh itself, but I refresh it by hand once in a while too, and just watch for things that are starting to move. I really catch a lot of really strong alts just watching this during the day. So I will put that over in the live chat. Also, you can find that over at bitcoindailyview.com. You can go there and just look for live Bitcoin charts in the indicators. So with that said, thank you for being a Bitcoin Truth Seeker. Thank you for being believing in an optimistic future of humanity. The world's going crazy. The fiat currency, the dollar certainly is collapsing. The BRICS are rising. Commodity-based currencies are rising. And along with gold and silver, I tell you what, a lot of people with a lot of smarts, honestly, are starting to hedge into Bitcoin. So not financial advice, but I'm keeping my hodl right now, at least a little bit to the side, because you never know. It might be silver coins and Bitcoins that save our ass when we wake up in Venezuela tomorrow. So take care. Hardware wallet.